it's not me, it's the health advice, and we won't do anything except what's prescribed by health advice. That's not true. They lied.
Everything they do is political, right? Yeah. You are making political decisions.
Yeah.
When you decide that you're going to lock down society, it is not just a health decision you're making. It is politically.
Absolutely.
It is politically driven. There's no question about that. I would say it's a bit of a misnomer to suggest that politicians make objective decisions based on health advice.
This can't be true.
Can't be true.
No.
Right? Everything is always political. Because their decision, they're the lawmakers.
Yes.
Right? They have to run the country or run the state. They are making political decisions every day.
I was one of the few saying it's not health advice. He can see Russo's social contract collapsing. That's why he's having to move a little bit early on this lockdown or whatever. And I was correct. But at the time, I was a cooker for saying that.
Combination of both, I reckon it would have been. Yeah. So it would have been political decisions. Yes, politics mixed into the pot with health advice.
Okay.
Right? And so it would not be entirely not health advice, right? There would be...
Well, the curfew was.
Yeah, so the curfew... curfew didn't really make sense. If anyone out there thinks that these people are just going to forget it, they're not going to forget it.
Who are they angry at?
The system, right?
So
it's
not Labor,
not just
the system.
The system. They think Labor and Liberal are the same. There's no difference. We know there's been some work done around what happens to societies, as in lower socioeconomic societies during pandemics and major events that are quite brutal on them. Yeah. The trauma will go on for years. And
how will that manifest in the voting, which is your expertise?
If they come from Labor families, those kids are not voting Labor for a long time, right? And so you'll find that those individuals will start parking their vote elsewhere. We do know the Green vote is growing within, I would say, low-income, diverse communities.
By hitting these issues, like we'll stand for you in your rental crisis or whatever.
Yeah, but it's also about, like, we interviewed some, I would say, millennials, but mostly in their 20s in the northwestern parts of Melbourne. And we did put a filter on it, which just said, one, you come from a Labor voting family. Two, you are considering doing something else at this election. That was it. In the room was mostly people under the age of 40, and they were mostly from Muslim background, and I think a couple of European, for people from European descent. And in particular, the Muslim women were the ones who were making it very clear they're voting Green. Because at the epicenter of why they think this happened to them is their identity, right?
I think that's a long bow, but fine.
What would work potentially from the Liberal Party perspective? They want a socially progressive, but a party that is economically conservative to a point where it rewards aspiration.
Yes.
It's libertarian on the economic front.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That model will work. Right?
Why doesn't Labor embrace that model?
Because look, the libertarian side of it, the economic side of it, wouldn't
work.
Wouldn't work in the Labor framework because it's it works against principles of Labor.
Yep.
Solidarity, unionism, the whole lot. So Liberals' answer is actually economic one.
Their answer is to
bolt down what they stand for economically, because that's nebulous now, right?
Yeah.
And actually become more mature on the social front.
Well, they need to move left socially.
That's right, they do, yes.
I don't know if you can say that's more mature. You could have a debate, but it's
that's true,
left.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah. Aren't you happy to just sit back and watch them burn if you don't like them?
That's a problem for democracy. Yes, I come from the Labor side of politics, but I've also been very open critic of some of the things Labor has done historically. And that's the only way, you're able to function properly in a political party, in my opinion. And that is that if you can't criticise, then you belong to a cult, not to a political party.